Alexa here from the blog theduvalhomestead.com, where I like to share farm-to-table recipes and homemade natural living from our homestead here in Duval. And today I'm going to share with you how to make gluten-free carob chip cookies. I used to eat carob chips as a kid. I would go to the grocery store with my mom and she would always let me pick out the carob chips. They are kind of like chocolate chips, but a little more bitter, and they're kind of like the superfood of the chocolate family. They're really good actually, and I like to eat them in yogurt and granola, and today I'm gonna make them in cookies. I'm also going to be using gluten-free flour for this recipe. Now, if you don't have gluten-free flour or carob chips, you can just use regular flour or semi-sweet regular chocolate chips. I love making chocolate chip cookies at our homestead. I have the recipe memorized from when I used to make it as a kid, and I'm excited to share this recipe with you today. So first, you will need 1 cup plus 1/4 cup gluten-free flour. Then you'll need a ½ teaspoon salt and ½ teaspoon of baking soda. Now I'm using pink Himalayan salt here. This is our favorite salt, but any salt will work. Just give this a stir and you're just gonna set this aside. Next, in a large mixing bowl, combine 1 stick of butter, that's 8 tablespoons, that has been sitting at room temperature. You don't want the butter totally melted, but you also don't want it so cold straight from the fridge. Then add 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Now this vanilla extract was homemade, as you can see, in March. So we haven't even used it yet, and I'm so excited to try it. I think it's ready. Then you want to add your sugar. You'll add 2/3 cup of brown sugar and 1/4 cup of white sugar. You may not know this, but you can actually use all brown sugar or all white sugar in this recipe. The white sugar will make the cookies firmer and the brown sugar makes them softer. Just gonna mix that up. You can use a handheld mixer for this. I'm using the stand-up mixer because I just got it this year and I love it. Okay, then you want to add your flour. You can do it in like thirds or halves, works too. I just do that to get all the extra off. When I was a kid, we used to lick this right off of the beater. We'd say, give me the beaters, but I don't think I can really recommend that because there's raw egg, and if your egg is not good, you never know, but we did do that, I will say. Add your chocolate chips. Preheat the oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Next, you want to grab 2 baking pans and 2 pieces of parchment paper. The reason you use parchment paper is because you don't want the cookies to stick to the pan, and I don't want to put any oil on the pan or anything. And to be honest, the parchment paper just makes it really easy to clean up too, because when we're done, we can just toss this and get a new one next time. Gonna just make little balls about 1 inch thick. You want to make sure your oven's preheated to 350, and check the trays in your oven because you want to make sure that there's not, you don't want to put the pan really high up in the oven, really close to the burner, because you might burn the cookie. So it's best to have the cookie in the medium or lower section of the oven. Bake at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for exactly 12 minutes. This is the perfect time I have found for the perfect cookie. I like to move the cookies to a cooling rack to let them continue cooking If they're really squishy and you're not sure if they're done, you can let them continue to cook on the baking sheet because that'll be warmer, but these ones look fine to me, so I would like to transfer them to the cooling rack so they don't overcook. There you have it. That is the chocolate chip cookie recipe that I have been using for years, since I was a kid, and made with carob chips and gluten-free flour. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you're new to my page, make sure you subscribe on YouTube and like on Facebook. Every week I post new farm-to-table recipes and homemade natural living from our homestead in Duval. Thanks for stopping by the Duval Homestead.